Okay, this is a dealer repair estimate for a 2012 Ford Fusion, which is having a passenger side parking brake, obviously that's the rear, problem where it's locking up after applying the parking brake. It does not release. Car's got 70,000 miles, as you can see in the upper right. As you can see in the lower right, the estimate is $329.35, which includes 8% of asinine New York State sales tax.
All right, so if you have this car and you do your own work, you're familiar with this failed design where this spring is supposed to return this cam, which moves this way when you pull the parking brake cable, which goes this way. This return spring isn't strong enough usually to pin this stop lever back against this stop screw. If you are able to take this off, you can put a socket and a breaker bar on here and turn it to ensure that it's freed up. What I also did is I sprayed brake cleaner and then WD-40 up in here. You can also see I've coated it besides that pivoting area with rubberized undercoating. What I found is the spring just isn't strong enough. This design only lasted a little while with Ford. So I put these helper springs on here using these S-hooks from the cam arm over to a couple of different spots on the steering knuckle. So these are, you have to mount it here because if you mount it anywhere on the bracket, that moves, you'll be pulling the bracket, it'll be a problem. All right, so I wanted to show you the style of S-hooks I used and the approximate size relative to these long nose pliers and how I placed them. Okay, so here's how I attach this one here. Come down in a knuckle on this side, and then down here, being careful of the rubber on the bleeder valve, I just hooked it up like that. Okay, then with the S-hook on this side, I went over to connect it to this part of the knuckle. This other one here, you can see, if I could get it to focus, is just connected on the back side where the spring catches in. And then on the front side, this is the S-hook, and it just hooks in here and it does not contact the brake pads or anything else. Most people probably already know this, but I found it out during this job. This T45 Torx bolt, of which there's two, are not needed for this job. They're only used to hold the rotor on as the car moves down the manufacturing line. Okay, this is the piece I got from Home Depot. So you can see the part number 703860, and I'll flip it over so you can see the specifications on the other side. Be sure you get the right part. This worked pretty well. I was able to use all four springs. Short one on the left, as you can see, the 1.5 inch, and the 2.5 inch one on the right, as shown in the video of the rear right wheel. The opposite or mirror image will be true of the rear left.